I heard that you're afraid of using liquid blush. I heard you might even be afraid of using cream contour. And I also heard that one of you, or maybe even two of you, said that if you use liquid or cream blush or contour, you're gonna look like a clown. So I'm here as the rainbow-haired clown to show you how to use them. Now, if you find that things are just way too bold when you're trying to put them over top of your foundation, you find that they're not blending in well, you found that it's really easy to overdo it, and then you have to stress about getting it blended out and then trying to relayer your foundation all over it again, then let's just scrap that entirely and let's try to work on learning underpainting. Underpainting is going to be so much more forgiving. It's going to make you use less foundation. It's going to make the placement of these so much easier, and it's going to be so much more stress and worry-free for you. It's my favorite way to get use out of my products without feeling like I am just caking on makeup. For someone who gets so oily throughout the day like I do, it is so easy for those layers to just start caking up, for them to start like swiping off, for them to start making creases and lines just all over my face. It becomes quite a mess when you start layering and layering and layering. I always say that if you want your makeup to last, the lower it sits to your face, the longer it'll stay. The higher you pile it, the more it's going to be prone to coming off or to creasing and failing underneath. That is just my general rule to it. I try to keep things close to the skin. So let's get into it. On my face currently, all we have now is an oil-free moisturizer that actually protects and helps prevent you from overproducing oil throughout the day. You can either look for oil-absorbing specific moisturizers, or you can get a gel one, just if you're oily. If not, you can just ignore that part. But gel ones tend to work really well, like have that jelly consistency, not the thick, heavy creams. Those usually work better. I do not even have a primer on. I've just allowed that moisturizer to sit into the skin, and I'm going to go right in with this blush. Now I'm going to use a bright red one. However, I do feel like for my skin tone, red is a little bit bold, so I'm going to mix it with a gray to tone it down to what I want it to be. Now, when we place our foundation on top, it's going to be toned down even more, but I just think red is a little too much with the general rosacea and stuff. You can see it on my chest that I already struggle with on a day-to-day basis. Right now, I am just placing some red on my hand. Then I've put my gray in right here. I want to preface that you do not need this much. I just want you to be able to clearly see what is going on. So first of all, I'm just going to grab some of that and start mixing it together here. You can do this on like a little palette or, you know, anywhere else. Does not have to be on your hands. But yeah, I'm looking for a shade more like that. See how that's cooled it down a little bit? The bright red's up here. This is a little bit more of a berry shade that I'm a little bit more comfortable with for my skin. Now that I have that, I'm actually just going to spread it out here on my hands. Right like that. I'm going to take my brush. This one is like an angled, like dense, fluffier one. When I spread it out here is to make sure we have it diffused nicely on the brush. Just like that. And you can test it out here if need be on the back of your hand. But you are just going to go in and go to town. Does not matter if we're looking beautiful, we are just getting a base laid down and it's going to look pretty intense. I am going in with more of a stippling motion to get this on my skin. And I am just laying it where I would normally place my blush. And I'm going to look here in the mirror in a second to make sure that it is laid well because I can't really see here. Okay, do we see how easy and stress-free that was? Do we see that it's very intense, very bright on my face, but it was also very easy to just go ahead and place that on there? Imagine if you would have already had foundation and immediately stuck to it, and now you were stuck trying to blend out this intensity. It does make it a little daunting. So now let's go ahead and do the contour. For this, I'm going to just go right on in. Right where I normally would, at least where I think where I normally would. Again, I cannot see. We are doing this completely about blind. We have this placed on. We are just going to take another dense brush and start tapping this in as well. And I'm going to go in here and make sure I get the nose as well. You could probably afford to use a smaller brush on the nose, but I do not have any that were washed. I lost my concealer. Wonderful makeup artist I am, so I will just be using this pen. And this is what I was saving my small brush for, was to just place in my concealer. I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and then now I am just blending it out everywhere. Under part is done. Looks a little crazy, right? But it also feels like you did something with your makeup, right? Feels like you got to get in there and really have fun. Maybe you improved like your blending skills a little bit. Maybe you kind of learned and figured out placement a little, and you didn't even have to worry about it that much. It wasn't like shower makeup where like you do it and then you go wash it off and stuff. You got to actually play with your placement and learning the makeup and stuff while you're doing your makeup for the day. And now we get to essentially just cover it all up in the pieces and blend it all together. To do this, I'm actually going to keep with that little concealer brush that I have, because you don't want a huge brush for this because you don't want to start covering it all up and blending everything in together. So I am just going to start going in little by little and applying my foundation and blending it out just piece by piece, as I like to do it as I go. And like I said, this requires so much less foundation. It requires things to be a little bit less cakey. Now again, there's nothing wrong with cakey. I love it. I appreciate the people who want to wear makeup, but unfortunately that is not me every day of my life. So I prefer to do it like this. Now I will note, if you have a lot of redness or acne and all that stuff to cover up, this may not be the type of method that you choose to use. However, if you just want your makeup to look like nice and smooth and like lit from within and natural, then this is probably the right type of thing for you to be doing. Again, I'm just going to start working my foundation in here. And we are just going to start lightly blending all of that in. And again, I'm sorry, I do have to check and see how I'm doing. I do want to note that I went ahead and wiped out my big brush from having the contour and stuff on it, and I am just running back over everything and making sure I'm covered in the places that I wish to be covered. This is essentially the final result from that. I do just want to note that you determine how much of it you wish to cover up. Choosing to interject myself over there. I looked it back over and I don't know if the exposure was really high or what. I was in front of like my window. That was the only lighting that was there. But I did still feel like I looked really pale in that video. So I just wanted you to see that, like, yes, the pinkness and stuff still poked back through. Yes, the contour is still there. All of that and stuff. It was kind of giving still like pale, like I just fully covered it all back over. So sorry about that, but yes, you can see it here. Crazy how different you look on a phone camera versus a pro camera. But I do also feel like my pro camera kind of smooths over things oddly. So you can see like all of my skin texture, like right here. Don't use filters or anything like that. So yeah, I just wanted to interject and show you that absolutely, yes, the pinkness of that blush and stuff that I used is still in there, and it does genuinely look like it's coming like out from within the foundation and stuff, like my natural coloring and things peeking through. And you are more than welcome to go back in on top with any sort of your powder products that you like. I personally am going to go back in and set with powder underneath my eyes and spray my face down for it, but this is what I love to do for a natural everyday look. So I do hope this helps you. Let me know any other tutorials that you would like to see, things that you would like to learn about. That is what I'm here for. I do get very nervous and awkward to come on camera and talk about things. You'll notice I use a lot of filler words like but I genuinely do have a lot of education behind me. I do feel like I'm fairly okay at explaining things. I do feel like I get so nervous that I forget to add in a lot of bits and pieces with it, but I do my best and feel like I at least lay a pretty decent groundwork. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to clarify if I missed anything or if you need further clarification on anything that I've gone over. Thank you.